Can I please talk to you about my client Josh? Not his real name, obviously, because that would be stupid. Anyway, a few months ago, he came to me as an almost 40-year-old with a good job and the right partner, but no control of his day. Just dragged in all directions all the time. He had some sleep issues, he had put on some weight, he also had some fainting spells, and he got a pretty clear message from his doctor who told him it's the late nights, it's the booze, it's the stress, and he needs to address those things. Now, Josh is ambitious and he loves the challenge of work. He loves rising to the occasion. It's what drives him. And so he initially thought that fixing this stuff, this health stuff, would grind against his ability to get stuff done. And so much of our process in the beginning was him starting to see and then to believe that if he puts himself first for 10 to 60 minutes a day, depending on the day, but if he does that every single day, he will show up as a better version of himself for those challenges. And more importantly than that, for him to show up as a person who makes better decisions, who is less emotionally reactive, who is more confident. And along the way, he not so accidentally replaced his not so good habits with some good stuff, like lifting weights to deal with his stress and sleeping on time and waking up early, feeling great, feeling fresh and ready for the day, as opposed to tired and hating his life. He started dealing with stress in constructive and helpful ways instead of disruptive and destructive ways. And because of these actions, he started to feel in control of his body and his health again. He started to feel like, hey, maybe I can do this. Maybe this is achievable. And I'm sharing this because I think it's not that you don't have the time. I think we all have 10 minutes to spare. I think the issue is that you haven't yet done the work to figure out what's actually important to you. And it's really hard work. It takes a lot of work to figure that out. So if you haven't had the chance yet to figure out what's really important, you obviously haven't had the chance yet to prioritize. And if you haven't had the chance to prioritize, then you obviously haven't built the right accountability systems to get there over time. And here's the kicker. When we know why we're doing something at a deeper level, it makes the effort make sense. It's not that it becomes easy, it just makes the effort make sense. So it's not easy, but you still want to do it. I know it sounds like a messy process because it kind of is, but the framework itself is pretty simple. First step is to think about what you'd rather be like, and then be really, really clear about why you'd rather be that way. And then try to identify the habits that probably align with that ideal person, and try to find a way to do a watered down version of those habits and grow them over time. And let's take a practical example. You'd rather be the type of person who walks 90 minutes a day because you know it's healthy for you and you've heard from your doctor that you need to start doing something. At a deeper level, you realize you want to do it because you just had a kid and you want to get your health in check so you can be the type of father who does everything with his kids, like for a really, really long time. You know you have a lot of stuff to get in order, but walking daily is something that seems achievable. It seems like I can probably do that if I put my mind to it. And then if you follow through on that promise for 2 months, maybe you can develop the resolve to start doing other healthy activities. And in some ways, helping people through this process is what good coaching is all about. Expertise in health and frameworks and psychology and performance and mindset and systems, like all of that is important. But first, it has to start with a conversation of all the stuff that you have in your life, which are the most important to you. And that if you didn't do enough of those things at 80 years old, you're going to look back with regret. And then it's about building the systems and accountability and acquiring the skills, but that comes later. First, we have to figure out what is important to you. And it's not a set answer. It doesn't matter what's important to other people. What's important to you. Peace.